All 13 flight controllers, listen up. Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster.
Go.
Retro.
Go.
Vital.
We're go fly.
Guidance.
Guidance go.
Procedures.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
FAO.
We are go.
Capcom.
We're go fly.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's entertainment.
Good evening, viewers, and thanks for stopping by.
Hi.
How's it going out there? So, I hope everyone's had a good weekend and stuff. I'm on call. Got back from one earlier that I had. It was a picture that I posted on the cover of this one here. It was a new, I wouldn't say it's new, it was a rack system and had a few issues with the controls, so it was fun. So, yeah. About the only call I've had to really run this week, though, which is kind of crazy because you would figure with it being colder here in Ohio that we'd have more calls, but
Don't complain.
I'm fine. It can happen anytime between now and 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, so it may all come in at the last minute, so who knows. So that's about my interesting day, other than another guy called in for a walk-in cooler that he had come down at 8:30 and called me at, I think, 3:30 after he'd done played with everything he can, maintenance guy at a particular establishment where they take care of older folks. But yeah, that's about the only thing that's came in over the weekend and stuff. Where's my chat at? I would like to have that. Hey, there we go. Dave and Grandpa and Chris out there, everything
all
HVAC.
The usual suspects.
Oxford Dispatch, my true followers that enjoy this. Or they just stop by and make fun of me, whichever, that's fine too. So
You know,
it happens.
it does.
That's all right. I got one thumbs down already. Didn't even say nothing yet. I got thumbs down. I'm heartbroken.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to leave a thumbs down, you can at least tell us why we suck.
I would like to
For
see that.
Pete's sake.
I mean, I am in the field. I mean, hello, we treat each other like crap usually. So I mean, it ain't hurting my feelings. You know, it helps the channel either way. You know, a view's a view, and a thumb up or thumb down is the same to YouTube. They care less. All they want is people to view their commercials. That's all they care about. It's just like a regular TV station. They're just watching, see how many videos or commercials they can cram through and stuff. Hey there, Sean. Thanks for stopping in.
And Weaver, it's a ripe, old 58 degrees here.
Wow, that's great.
You've got us beat so far.
Who was that gave you a temperature?
Weaver. Ooh, we could be like time and temp. It is now 58 degrees.
The time is 8:32. Your sky weather forecast for this evening is shit, and it sucks. So unless you're over there in the southern regions where it's just freaking hot all the time, but that ain't here. So yeah.
Chris is watching for the ice cream.
Yeah, well, I have two ice cream videos I think posted, and nothing major, mainly leak search and things like that. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that, man. But yeah, it's Pepsi Cola.
Oh, hey, Pepsi. How's it going?
Awesome to see you in here too. Yeah, so I did some leak searching this week with both detectors and stuff, and found some interesting things on that. So I got to do that video and just like do the roundup and show what exactly the Infocon can do and stuff like that, and just showcase it. That way I fulfill my obligations and stuff. So it's been doing pretty good. I mean, you know, there's always going to be ups and downs on everything.
We have someone that's fighting to get her shot on the camera, Rick.
Come here. Yep, so.
We have a little camera Frenchie whore.
Yep,
She loves being on the camera. She tries to come down the basement every chance she gets. So she thinks, oh, I'm going to go downstairs so I can be on the camera, to be on the YouTubes and see all the beautiful peoples. Don't you, Chloe?
She was beating up the pugs, and we had to take them into another area of the house. Otherwise, there'd been all kinds of fighting, some WWF type stuff going on.
And we would have never gotten anything accomplished.
No.
I mean, we usually don't anyways. But
I mean, it was pug slamming all over the place.
lots of pug slamming.
Yep, there was hair being yanked.
Everything. She is not a sweet girl. She looks like a sweet girl, but let me tell you, she is
Nasty.
She's a nasty girl.
I mean, that thumb that you guys see, the black mark, I didn't hit that with a hammer. That was me prying her jaws off the face of my other dog.
That was Chloe.
Yeah. So that black mark came from hitting it with a hammer. That's from her freaking jaw. That's why there's two different black marks. That's from two different teeth. I was sitting there prying them open, trying to get her off, and it didn't work very well.
She'll be 1 this week. She has a birthday. So she's, getting out of those puppy years.
Oh. I was wondering what that tube buddy thing there says signing request. That's for something else. That's
Just
cool.
disregard. Do not look at my screen.
Yeah.
Pretend I'm like the great and powerful Wizard of Oz. Do not pay any attention to my computer screen.
So anyhow, but yeah, didn't release another video today. Kind of like was hoping something good would happen this weekend. Maybe get something new. I've got other things there. Just I've kind of want to choose which one I think would be better. So I mean, always been shooting for Thursdays, and I tried to. I don't know. Lately, I've been trying to do one on Sundays, but didn't really get into it much to try to put something together there. Unfortunately, so somebody was wanting to do a crazy game, but I'm not sure how she was wanting to do it. But I thought it was, are you smarter than a fifth grader? But I've seen a lot
It
of
is.
third grade questions on there.
You got to work your way up to the 5th grade level. Not everybody goes in hard balls to the wall at 5th grade questions there, bud.
Oh,
You
I
got to
don't know.
work your way up to it.
Only one furnace on it now. David, Travis Lang. So that's cool, Kevin. Yep, first job. I remember that. I remember like
Ooh, and it's an oil furnaces.
sweet, my favorite.
Yuck. The others are Rick's favorite.
Well, all the people up northeast, the U.S. there, they like them freaking things and hate. They hate LP gas, which is kind of funny. Yeah, we got a few Aon units around here. I did an Aon Geo and a few others. Hey, Laz, what's up, buddy? They're pretty decent unit. I mean, until I get into some of their weird control stuff, but otherwise, I mean, they're really well laid out, and I like the layout they've got because they're schematics and boom, contactor. This is for compressor number 1 instead of you just guessing or whatever. So yeah, I like those. Furnace gunning to run tomorrow. Old school system with 5 oil furnaces. Fun. Yep. Back in the day when I started, we had quite a few oil furnaces to do. I haven't told this place I know anything about it, so luckily I haven't had to do any here, so I'm not telling them.
Oxford said, hey, oil guy for 46 years.
You can have it.
There you go. It's all yours, bud.
Yep.
Keep it.
I can do it. I mean, I learned the hard way. The Blue Angel burner, that was always the funnest. But the Beckett's and what was the other one? Beckett's always been the most popular around here. But I think we got into that discussion last time. And you get all of our southern folks down there don't even know what an oil furnace is. So,
Or a heat pump.
No, they are heat pumps. That's all they do down there.
Right. Weaver was asking, do you see many AA?
I covered that a moment ago.
Okay, sorry, was not paying attention. I really like this one guy's name, so I have to ask because it is quite interesting. His name is Kevin Hart's fill-in. So, do you really look like Kevin Hart? I'm curious now. I gotta know. Mm-hmm. So, let's see. So, did you guys do anything else? Anything exciting this week? Because we sure didn't.
Well, somebody doesn't ever want to do much, but we couldn't go a whole lot of places or very far
You're
anyway.
on call there, bud.
So, I mean, ain't like they don't have to wait for an hour or two when they're during the day. So, I mean, it's not like you got to be there immediately. Boom, they call, and Johnny on the spot shows up 15 minutes later. Yeah, she's got her collar resting on my ankle wrist here.
Well, take it off. She's about ready to fall asleep.
The lullaby thing going on. So, got another microphone. I didn't figure it was going to be what I wanted, but I gave it to her and see if you guys think it sounds any better on her or not. I think mine is fine. I just adjusted the gating a little bit. I think it's supposed to be quiet in here and it's supposed to be super flipping loud stuff. So, what else do we got going on here? No real questions or anything like that.
Yeah, you guys got any questions? Anything burning?
Yeah, we could do
the
a
moment?
ask us anything type of question. There you go.
Was your phone buzzing?
Probably the answering service calling 5 times. Hey, there's Chris. Boom. Oh, man, check that out, man. He is on the boat.
What a loser.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like freezing ass cold here, and they're out there on the boat.
Why is he on a boat?
Because they have a boat, obviously, or they're renting a boat.
Why isn't he calling in?
I couldn't imagine living in horrible, tropic weather like that with palm trees.
Chris,
I mean, that'd be horrible.
It's Chris from HVACR videos. He's chilling like a villain.
For real, man.
On
Must
a
be
boat.
nice.
He's on a boat, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give it. And what's funny is since he's 4 hours behind us, so it's like halfway freaking daylight over there, and here it's freaking dark.
Okay, so I got some questions for you. You ready?
Well, it shouldn't be up here on top. Where's it at?
Well, no, I'm gonna ask you. You just relax. Let me interview you, Rick.
All right.
Your fans have burning questions for you. Okay. You got a saludos from Paraguay. Thank you.
Is that the country?
Moving on. Sean would like to know, what do you film when you're on a call?
What do I film?
Anything, almost.
Anything I think might be worthwhile to show. I mean, I'm not going to show. I try not to show dumb stuff, simple things like that. I mean, I've thought about doing, basic starter type things, for like the very, very new guys. I mean, let's face it. I mean, a lot of us have quite a few years in there, and we're just, looking. We have nothing else to do, and so we watch. I think that's what a lot of us do, or. We're looking to see if they're doing it wrong so we can point it out. I mean, honestly, it's what I kind of sometimes wonder. She's asleep. That's crazy. But, little anything really. I mean, I think if it looks like it's something interesting or, that it would, it might draw some interest, that's when I basically record it. I mean, I don't record every call. I mean, and that's a lot of the reason why I don't have something this week. I mean, a lot of my calls were like, I've thought about showing that. I don't like to show you, drinking coffee and driving around in the van. To me, that's boring. If you notice, my videos have always been straight to the point. I mean, when you look at these statistics and stuff, most people watch on average about 60% of the video and then they bounce. So, I'm trying to cater to that so that I catch your interest as quickly as possible. I mean, we're not videographers or anything like that. I mean, I do have a background in some of this stuff, but I mean, obviously I don't get too crazy. Hey, Dave, camera-wise... No! What?
That's your timer for, you're up. So stop. I got other questions here. Or things. You have someone also, Luis Fernando, is watching from Brazil.
Word.
Wow, that's
man.
pretty sweet. So, yes, you've had two people ask, what do you use, a camera or a phone? What do you use to record?
I use the GoPro that you're watching right now.
And that is model number what?
GoPro 7. I am eyeballing the number 9, which I was planning on maybe getting a new camera. It was between a Lumix, which is Panasonic, Sony, or potentially Canon. And, what sucks is my view right now online looks exceptionally good right now. And that's why I feel like StreamYard is like degrading the video down below even 720. I mean, it just sucks. And then far as phone, I have a Note 9 and I run 1080 60p. So do we really need the 60p? I don't know. My kid got me kind of hooked into the higher speed. That's what makes the fan blades look like they're not spinning quickly and things like that. It actually makes your picture a little darker because the shutter's going quicker. But that's what I do.
Joe Smith says, what about GoPro, the Ocho?
I don't know that.
Ocho's 8.
Oh, okay. It came out shortly right after I just bought the 7, so I wasn't going to do it. And honestly, other than the stabilization and the little wings on bottom that fold out, which I think they look to me like they're going to get busted off. I think that's a bad idea. I'd rather replace the outside. Canon M50 was the other one that Gil was telling me about. It can only do 30 minutes of video, but streaming it can do continuous. But here's the thing I've noticed. Canon is not using their regular lenses with that M50. So it's almost like, here you go, cheapskates. Here's a cheap camera, but we're not going to let you use any of our other lenses with it, which is why I was always a Nikon guy prior to. My last Nikon was a 7100, which was $1,000 for just a freaking body only because I had Nikon lenses. It's a mirrorless camera. Yeah, I know. That's pretty much what I want to go with. But yeah, the GoPro has done excellent. I mean, you've really got to learn, like I run it in stereo mode, so that makes the biggest difference. But if it's real noisy and stuff, then you can go in auto. I was trying it with the motorcycle and trying to do the wind, and it still sounded windy and kind of crappy. So I don't know. I'm kind of really interested in that 9. I mean, for 350 to 450-ish area, that's not bad.
Mark also said that you can use an adapter for all Canon lenses.
Yeah, they do have that. I mean, is that for just the lower end M50, or is that, I know for the Sony they have an adapter for it. It was the E series is what it comes with. I know one of the photographers I watch, he uses the Lumix, and they're pretty good, but they don't have the fast focusing. And then it's like, okay, do I get the 6000, which has been out for 4 years, and you can get used for 400 and buy it for like 550, 600, something like that. Or you can get the 640 or 6400. It's $895 for the body, or $999 for the basic 50 millimeter. But then you're going to spend about $400 on like the Sigma 1.4 aperture, 16 millimeter lens, which is going to get us the ambient lighting that I'm looking for, because I want to get more of a mood setting type light. However, she don't like these lights shining in her eyes. She's like
sensitive.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I am very light sensitive. Why do you think I have my glasses so that they turn dark when I'm out in the sun?
All right.
Hello. Okay, I've got 2 supply house questions. Well, yeah, and the first one I'm just gonna take the liberty of answering for you, as the good angel that sits on your one shoulder. One of the gentlemen asked, and in theory, this would be a fun idea, but you can also get into a lot of trouble, so I do not recommend this. But one of the guys asked about how about showing videos when going to the supply house and have a chat with the other employees. I don't really recommend that, because going into supply houses, especially like doing like an undercover, like, or videoing people when they don't know about it, can really kind of get you in trouble.
Yeah, you gotta get a license and signature and all this other crap.
And plus, the biggest thing is you don't know who else, what other conversations you're going to pick up and things like that. So, and you just don't know who is going to see it, who's going to watch it. You know, you just don't want to really violate anybody's privacy. And that's just my take on it. And then the other thing is they were asking, what supply houses we have in our area.
I mean, we've got they're in a few different cities. Like Allied Supply is one of them. I think they're in Toledo, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati. So that's our refrigeration place. But we also buy, because we're out in the country a little bit. We're not in town. At least not our main headquarters that I'm at. Now our other branch is closer to town. We've got 4 locations, and they're kind of spread out a little bit there. But Allied Supply is one of them. 2J Supply, which is also down in Dayton, Cincinnati area. And then far as Robertson's, which is up north. I think it's an Ohio company only. But we buy stuff from United, which I know I hear guys saying that all the time, which I think they're national. Johnston, we have both of those, but they're not nowhere near here. They're a little bit distanced away. So I mean, we ain't afraid to order it and just have it delivered. I mean, so it's not a big deal.
And then with the supply house thing, he said not like filming undercover. He said he meant scripted episode with jokes. First of all, Rick,
people don't like this.
Rick don't. Yeah. Well, let's say this, that the HVAC channel and even live streaming are not looked favorably upon in this area, and Rick doesn't have really good dad jokes, and Rick, our sense of humor isn't always taken as humor by other people, so that would be really, really hard to pull off an episode of, Supply House Jokes Are Us, or an episode of like Jackass at the, supply house or something like that. That'd be really difficult to do. Although that would be fun, like really funny for someone else out there in, the HVAC YouTube's land to try, but that would just be really difficult. Not for us, not in this area. I already answered the question. We try to live stream every Sunday night starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So someone had a good question. Should TXVs be sized for evaporator or condensing unit? Into the mic, please, sir.
Well, I'm sitting there trying to think. I mean,
It probably depends.
I mean, if you got the condensing unit, I mean, I would hope that if you got, I guess, are we talking refrigeration, whether we're talking air conditioning, whatever the case, I mean, I would hope the evaporator is the same size as the condenser or maybe a touch bigger, not much. But I mean, I would hope it matches the condenser, if anything. So, I mean, if you got a bigger condenser, not a big enough evaporator, things are going to start freezing up, depending on whether we're talking just heating and air conditioning or whether we're talking refrigeration. So, yeah, I mean, the TXV, I mean, it's going to size for the coil in theory, but I mean, I guess I haven't put a lot of thought into it. So, but yeah, I would suspect, I mean, also depends on whether you got one evaporator or do you have multiple evaporators, which goes back to, are we talking refrigeration or are we talking HVAC? So, generally, if we're talking the other, it's just freaking, I mean, they're going to be sized mainly for the evaporator, but I mean, it's kind of a twisted question.
And Grandpa is, he's, I guess, quite flabbergasted. He's like, oh, come on, Rick, a good joke, with 2 question marks, and it was in all caps. So I actually heard a really good joke from our new pediatrician when I was leaving work on Friday, but it's just slightly dirty. So if you guys would like to hear it, and you won't get offended, I could share it, but let me know what you think in the chat. So here's another question for you. Boiler Up, I like that name. Do you usually do any research on the equipment you work on that you don't know much about the equipment you've worked on? So basically stuff that you're going in flying blindly on.
Kind of like that rack that I showed? Yeah. So, I've never lied. I mean, I basically don't have a lot of experience with the rack. So, I've got to rely on somebody else for some guidance on some things. I mean, we didn't all come out of the womb knowing everything.
I did. Yamo's here. Hey, Yamo, welcome. Sorry.
Mucho gracias. So,
yeah, many thanks.
Let's see here. I mean, what did I do? Yeah, so when I left, I ended up taking pictures of the schematic layout, which you probably can't see. But yeah, I took some pictures of that. I mean, I did buy that refrigeration book, Refrigeration for Air Conditioning Mechanics or something like that. I mean, I don't buy books because I usually never read them. But that book's one of the few that I've kind of looked through. And I mean, so, my problem is I sometimes get sidetracked on things, so I have a hard time keeping focused on it. Or making it stick in my mind type deal, because a lot of times I'll read over it, and especially if I'm stressed and trying to find the answer quickly, you might as well forget it. I mean,
there seems to
better off
be
just track it
these
down yourself.
Angry squirrels that just follow Rick everywhere he goes, and he just always is like, "Oh, squirrel." Just saying. Anyways, okay, I got one more question for you, and then I'm going to give you guys my dirty joke I learned this week at work. So they want to know, are you for or against keeping R22 systems running for as long as possible?
I ain't got no problem with them. I mean, I'm not an environmentalist, so I mean,
yeah.
I don't believe in a lot of it. I think honestly, a lot of it comes down to money. I mean, hello, we switched over to 410, and 404. The first, it was all global warming. And then now, since that didn't work, now we got global potential, which means it don't really happen, but it has a potential. You have a potential of dying tomorrow. So, I think it's all money making. I mean, one political party makes their money off war, the other one makes it off of environmental crap, and we get screwed in the middle. And the people that are asking for it don't realize they're the ones that are getting screwed for the upgrades. So, I have no problem making it run. I mean, whatever. My heat pump's an R22.
Okay, here's my dirty joke.
Hit me.
Hey, babe.
Huh?
Did you hear about the cookout this weekend?
The one I didn't go to earlier?
No. Did you hear about the cookout this weekend?
No.
Say what cookout?
What cookout?
The one where I put my meat across your grill.
Wow, and a doctor told you that?
Yep, our pediatrician told me that one.
Pediatrician, baby maker.
Mm-hmm. No, he's not a baby maker.
He's a deliverer.
No, that's not what pediatricians do last time I checked.
No, whatever, I don't care. I'm not a doctor.
Okay, so, yeah, that's all I have for you guys.
Oh.
Let's see. No, we're not tree huggers, Grandpa.
No.
Far from it.
I like guns, apple pie, and baseball.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, keep that R22 going forward. I mean, seriously, we got to help HVAC North with his addiction problem. Could you imagine? Oh, everything HVAC works in America.
America, yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Could you imagine if all the R22 disappeared? What will Joe HVAC North ever do?
Start sniffing either the True Blue or whatever the heck it's freaking called. Blue on, yeah.
Oh, and Grandpa wasn't referring to us as tree hookers. He said the other guy.
Oh, yeah. And I am tree hugger. I like trees. I mean, I get upset when a tree gets killed for no good reason.
He gets very upset when our trees start to die. But
Yeah.
we have some Ethiopian trees around here.
Yeah. We got the greatest land in the world, not the most nutrients in it. I mean, believe it or not, I was in vocational agriculture for 3 years. Actually did soil judging contests and stuff before. So, yeah, very diversified.
Oh, here's a good one from Weaver. I like this. He says, have you noticed a decline of bees and wasp nests in your area, like in and around the units?
I didn't see a bunch. I got stung probably early this month, which that little sucker dive bombed me. I mean, he literally came in with his stinger right out there and nailed me, but not as bad. And I mean, I've heard some of these bees are like, there's a shortage of them and try not to kill them type deal. But those little yellow dogs, they look like a honeybee, but those are usually the ones I deal with the most. Wasp, I have no love for them at all. Yellow jackets are the worst, but no.
Okay, here's one from Pepsi. He says, what if the exhaust fan motor in the refrigeration rack system burns out and you didn't have any proper motor?
I guess it is the condenser inside the room. Because I mean, like all of the ones that I'm working on, all the condensers are up on the roof. So I mean, yeah, they had a little dinky fan up on top today. I don't know how much heat it would really generate. I mean, you got the heat off the compressors, but I guess it also depends on what area you're in. If it's already hot where you're at, I mean, it probably would be kind of bad. I mean, if I have to make something work, I mean, for the first probably 6 years, I never left nobody without heat. I mean, I can make, especially back in the day when we didn't have such crazy control boards and stuff. And when you had a fan control, fan limit, a standing pilot gas valve, or intermittent gas valve, stuff like that, I made things work. I mean, I do it safely, but I mean, there was only until I got to a cracked heat exchanger or something was like totally screwed in the heat exchanger, I could make any of them run. So I mean, nowadays it's not quite like that, but I would make something work if I had to. I mean, if I got to get a box fan out, whatever.
Play Mr. MacGyver.
Pretty much. That's what they always call my Leatherman, the MacGyver tool.
I've never heard that before.
And
I think you're just making that up.
Probably so. I mean, it's so I can get the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit those thumbs up buttons before you go to sleep or whatever. So I appreciate the guys that did stick around last week for the KRI discussion. I know it kind of got boring in certain parts. Some people found it interesting, and others thought, what the hell is this on here for? It's HVAC, this ain't that. If you haven't noticed, I mean, my videos keep straight and strictly HVAC related, but, this is more of a relaxed atmosphere to talk about whatever, because, I mean, it's really not planned out, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. So, I mean, I noticed, I got some of the best YouTube friends in here that money can buy. So, I mean, I am really glad you guys are in here, honestly. So, and I really do appreciate all the subscribers. I mean, my numbers have gone up crazy like. And that's awesome. I really do appreciate it. I get a kick out of answering. If you've noticed, I try to reply to every single one of them. Even if I don't do words, I will at least give you some thumbs or something back, because sometimes there just isn't a good answer for whatever it is that you said, But I truly do appreciate you guys watching them and stuff like that. I mean, it's humbling and awesome at the same time. So, I mean, I really enjoy communicating back. Sometimes I get some new knowledge because somebody showed me or told me how to do something differently, which is cool. So I like that. And yeah.
Let's see what else. Yeah, so Shannon said he actually saw very few bees inside of units this year, so that's interesting. We had someone say hi and good night from Trinidad. So
wow,
hi, that's
cool.
really cool. Mark asks, what kind or what brand of AC systems do you install, and why do you choose that brand?
Well, I don't own the company, so I mean, we sell Carrier and Payne. Payne's the second, level. That's the economical level for Carrier. We're a Carrier. What's the premier dealer type thing? I forget what they call it. We're diamond dealer. We're Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi's our other one, but mainly Carrier, and we usually sell some of the higher end Infinity stuff and the geothermals. We do Generac generators. And then, depending on what the spec is, I mean, we do other types of units. I mean, we'll do train whatever we have to do to meet specification, because we do some big contract jobs and stuff that, require certain things or what have you. So, and then I don't really do a lot of that because I'm just a service guy. So, yeah, I mean, in the one place, I think both businesses before they combined were both Carrier dealers prior to. So, yeah, that's the main brand.
He asked if you do any green speed systems. I've never really even heard of green speed.
That's the true variable.
Oh, okay.
They got a 5-speed, and then they got true variable. So it's the high dollar one. That's what I would like to get, but I mean, it's like $5,000 my cost for just the outside unit from what I was told. So maybe it's a little less than that. Maybe I'm being fooled, but
Here's a nice one. Jeffrey, he said, where did you get that electric winch from when you rigged the Copeland compressor in that old rack room, and how much?
That was from Harbor Freight. It's a Badlands winch. Watch the video that should be linked in that particular video that shows a full demonstration of that particular ladder crane. The first ladder crane was with a worm style winch that I used my drill for, and my drill it didn't work great. I had used my 12 volt beforehand. Then when I got the 18 volt later, I didn't like it. And then finally, I haven't used that thing much. I mean, that was probably the first time I've actually had a good chance to actually use it. So, we get a tool allowance and all that, but I paid for that out of my pocket. And, I got a good deal. I got it on sale. It was like $140 or $130, and normally it's like $160 or $150. But I bought the extra 2-year warranty, kind of like my water pump, transfer pump I've got. I bought that from Harbor Freight also, and the Menards around here, which is similar to a Lowe's, and it's kind of like in Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin. They're based out of Wisconsin. I forget what some of the other states are in. They sell the same pump called a Barracuda or something like that. It's the same flipping pump. A lot of this crap is Chinese, and they just freaking throw whoever's name on it.
They just put a different sticker on it.
Pretty much.
So here's a cool comment. So everything HVACR, he said that he liked the Curie talk we did last week. And he said he talked to his wife and found that they have a friend that has it as well. So that's really cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Small world. Oh my gosh, Shannon. There's nothing like the smell of good, clean virgin R22. I'm sure HVAC North would agree with you on that one. Okay, so someone's asking, in your opinion, what's a good leak detector?
My two favorite right now is the Inficon, either Detect 3 or the Stratus, which are both equally sensitive. It's just a price difference between the two of those, and the H10 Pro. I mean, the H10 Pro, it's depending on what refrigerant you're working on. The H10 Pro is just a small bit more sensitive than what the Inficon was on 134A. Now, can I test it on every refrigerant out there for the same leak? No, I can't. But there's the battery life on the H10, the length of the wand, how far you get in there. I mean, there's goods and bads in most things, and usually the Inficon, I've been trying to use it most of the time, but when I had one on a reach-in cooler that had leaked earlier, and one of the other guys, everybody in my shop uses Inficon, they have the Detect Select, and they couldn't.
Which is shocking because, yeah.
They all have the same one, and for the longest time I was like, I like the H10, so I always use that. Well, I would find things, and sometimes I'm like, am I doing more work than I need to here? Because I'm finding things that no one else is finding. And here I am have to do the repair, which maybe they didn't want to find the leak, but So anyhow, yeah, either the Detect or the H10 Pro. So you're looking 450 to 550 area, whether you go with the Inficon or the Detect, or if you want to spend the $850 and go with the Stratus. But most people aren't going to need the Stratus. I mean, it's just, it's got the display. That's the biggest difference on that one. As far as sensitivity, they're both the same. They got the same sensors. I went through that on one of the other live streams where I kind of compared both of them. I basically need to put all the footage together because I've got several different recordings that I need to put together and decide if I'm going to do it in a voiceover or if it's going to just be a bunch of cuts to different tests and stuff. Because, I mean, they're both great stuff. So, I mean, either one of those two. I've had, like I said, the field piece. I wasn't happy with that. And the TIFF ZX, which is an older one, it does pretty good too. So if you ain't got a lot of money and you only want to spend like $150, $180, that one does pretty good. I still got it. I forgot that I have it. It's upstairs in the bedroom. It's actually very sensitive to R22. It's one of the few that picks up the test vial that the Pros got. The Inficon won't pick it up. And so I don't know if that's like an R11 or what exactly it is. I know that it says in their book that it won't pick it up. So if you try to compare it to the H10's test vial, it will not pick it up. None of the Selects will, or Inficons will.
Okay, next question. Someone's asking, how many years of experience do you need in this trade? Probably just all depends on what you want to work on and how fast you pick things up and what you get exposed to, right?
Well, I mean, everybody would love to have a technician come in with, a perfect amount of experience and stuff like that, and you're not going to find them that easily. What do you need? I mean, it really comes down to what was your background before you got into it. I mean, if you were a librarian and you didn't have any mechanical bone in your body, you're going to be screwed probably. I mean, I've seen kids, when I went to school, this kid was a total dork and he didn't have a clue. You could tell his dad never took him out and showed him how to do anything. He didn't know the difference between a screwdriver and a wrench. And he didn't last long, and he later became a cop, and then we were all kind of afraid he was going to kill somebody. So, yeah, so I mean, you can take somebody like that just didn't pick up on it because he had no mechanical bone in his body. But then you take somebody that was into a little of everything, a little farm background, a little bit of welding, a little bit of carpentry, a little bit of this. A lot of the guys I worked with that were older than me didn't have any school training because there really wasn't nothing around our area for the longest time prior to the local school. Otherwise, you had to go out of town. So, and a lot of them just learned it starting off in install and then learned what they learned and eventually would transfer into service. And that's how a lot of them went. I mean, that's kind of similar to how the union kind of does it. I mean, they start you out as an apprentice and you work your way through it, and they have training once a week, I think. And we're actually starting something like that at our workplace. So it really comes down to how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to become the top dog in the building there? So, I mean, you're going to do things on your own. You're going to learn it on your own. You're going to watch videos. I mean, I'm doing a lot of things. Coming to the company I'm at now, I'm doing a lot of things I didn't do before. So, like, the rack stuff, I mean, I tinkered with it 20 years ago for about 7 months. And so anyhow, yeah.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Next question. So this gentleman, I inquired, he's in Indiana. He's asking, so how is the service call count going over the past couple of weeks? He's been covered up over the past 3 weeks, working 6 days a week, most weeks, and he's doing restaurant service and HVAC refrigeration.
We've been okay. I mean, it's not like swamp busy or anything like that. I mean, we got our PMs and things like that. I mean, I know that our dispatch person has her doubts that, things might get crappy again. So, I mean, if things go haywire and they start shutting down businesses and stuff where we can't get in to do the work, I mean, that's going to screw us. I mean, we made it through. Things got tight. Things got scary. Like, we might actually lose some hours. But we ended up really not. I mean, I think I went home one time out of all the crap, and it was like an hour or two, whoop-de-doo. So, I mean, now if it's every day, 2 or 3 hours early, then that's going to be a problem. So, yeah.
Okay, next question is, this is a good one. Any opinion on the spin flare or the spin swedge tools for your drill versus hydraulic?
I like the spin swedge. I've heard kind of mixed emotions on the spin flare, so I don't know if I really would like it. The spin swedge does a pretty good job, depending on what you have to hold on to. I've sometimes used my block to hold it in place. Like, say, I used a lot on the 1/4 inch stuff on the refrigerant taps, whatever you want to call it, the little stub fittings. I'll flare it out and then slide it right onto my suction line. on the compressor. So, I mean, I use it a lot for that. I try not to use any fittings. I got a Hillmore bending tool with the reverse 90 bender, which obviously I don't use that a whole lot. So, yeah.
Okay. They're arguing about whether or not you can smell the difference between reclaimed and fresh virgin R22. So you guys can argue that one out. Oh, I've been waiting for you to come on residential. And you know why, Rick?
Huh. I don't think is she doing it?
Sleeping Beauty, she was. Hey, Hughes, man. Okay, next question.
Yeah, that's Ryan down there, Hughesman HVAC. You guys make sure you check out his channel. Just search for Hughesman, his name right there, and he'll come up. And he does pretty much the same stuff I do. So give him some love. Go over there and subscribe and click the bell and stuff and check out his channel. You know, more the merrier. I'm not all greedy trying to steal everybody.
Okay, here's the next question for you. With the upcoming heating season, have you or do you use a combustion annualizer, and what are your thoughts on them?
We have one. I don't keep it on the truck. It is I think, is it the Phoenix by UEI, which, you know, we had that at the previous place. We used Backrack prior to. And, I mean, they're neat. I mean, when we did at the previous government jobs, you know, and they wanted a analyzer ran on it, and it had to, you know, be under 100 parts per million of CO and blah, blah, blah. And the oxygen had to be, I think, under 9 or 10, I forget. It's been a long time. So yeah, we use them. They're neat. I mean, for the most part, where I see them most useful for me personally is on like oil furnaces. I like that, along with the smoke test. So, you know, that was, you know, the one that really, I like it. So otherwise, no, I wouldn't buy one personally, just because the freaking sensor goes out and then you got to spend a lot of money to maintain it. So, yeah.
Next question. Why would an AC unit keep blowing a capacitor? He's going on the third capacitor, on third one in almost 2 years. Man, I cannot talk tonight.
Well, without looking at the whole system, I'd wonder how old it was. Do you have any loose connections? Are all the connections tight on the compressor? Are the wires sized properly? Have they been changed? How's your crimp-ons? Are they fine? Is the capacitor correct? Is somebody put the wrong one on there? Because, I mean, the thing that kills capacitors is heat. So if it overheats, that's what's going to take them out, and they're built cheap. So once again, back to our tree-hugging environmentalist friends out there, when they got rid of the oil out of the capacitors, that's when they went to these practically dry capacitors, and that's when they all started failing. So now that we don't have the poisonous oils in there that will kill you or whatever, now we got a lot of extra crap in the landfill instead. So congratulations, you guys really helped out a lot there with that environmental crap. So yeah.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said.
Chinesium, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that is something too. I mean, we use Mars, which they're made in either Mexico or China, one or the other. So.
Ooh, I love this name. HVAC HVAC. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty whacked.
Yeah, he's in the Bay Area in California. Yeah, he said they've been coasting through all the shutdown stuff, but he has a feeling they may hit a wall this winter. Oh, here's a good one. What was the most damage you've seen on a job?
Damage to what?
Like the unit's done by blowing up real bad or something.
Damn thing's busted.
Yeah.
I've seen fans fly through coils. I mean, you've seen the compressor grounded out. I've seen the whole unit stolen before. I've seen them hit with cars. I mean, I guess what exactly are you looking for? I mean, a little bit of everything, but yeah.
Yeah, there could be a little bit of everything there on that one. Let's see what else we could be missing.
Yeah, those turbos are nice, but they're super flipping expensive. They've got other ones out there that aren't quite as expensive that are still made here.
Ooh, Residential City saw a total electrical meltdown due to capacitor exploding. That's fun.
Yeah, where it like blows its. Well, that was actually one of my friends had that happen. Basically, the capacitor blew up, and its guts basically fell down into the contactor, which then shorted things from high voltage into low voltage, and that created a little bit of mess. So, Yeah, I mean, you can have some crappy things happen there. Chain reaction of things like running the wrong belt. I remember that back in school. They had an experienced guy come in that owned his own company, was showing how much money the customer lost because they used a automotive belt instead of a true HVAC rated type belt, and
Whoopsie.
it broke. And when it broke, it's right there by all the distributor tubes, and it ended up taking the distributor tubes and beat them all to hell. And they did some damage. So
Chris said polarized capacitors can spew their goodness.
yeah, usually see that more in DC than you do in AC.
They're moist, I think is what he's saying.
Yeah.
When hooked up backwards.
Yeah, you can't do them backwards. Not in the AC world.
That could be bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, he said try to catch exploding capacitor on video. That would be pretty awesome.
I have had it happen right before I got there. I was getting ready to kneel down to it, and it exploded. But that was on one that was really old. It was an old Linux, one of those, it was kind of one of those flat pancake looking ones where the motor's on bottom, and it was a specialty motor, and you had to I think it was a G8 or something like that, or maybe it was a G6. You had to freaking take 2 screws out, and you rotated it and it dropped down. The motor was part of the bracket, and it was super expensive. Anyhow, I got there, and that was also the first time I really got lit up pretty good. That's when I kind of quit doing as much work at nighttime. But lighting has changed a lot since back in those days, and one of the wires had fell off, and I got zapped and pretty good, and the feet was wet, and yeah, that reminds me of the good times.
So guys, since, we're alone tonight and left to our own devices because the other YouTube friends have deserted us, who knows? Chris is out on a boat somewhere.
Living the hard life.
Sailing or whatever you do on a boat, drinking champagne, putting your feet up, drinking beer, who knows? So I had this idea, because I always try to have a backup, shenanigans ready, just in case. Hello, that's in the mic, sir. You're waking up, Sleeping Beauty. So I had this idea, with Rick being quite the scholar over here.
You're going to try to make me look dumb.
Well, you're going to try to make me look dumb too.
Okay.
We're going to try to make each other look like idiots.
I told her it has nothing to do with HVAC, so
It doesn't have to.
she
Here's the
decided to
thing.
pick science, since science is a
Look.
lot like...
Look, let me fill you in
Related.
here, folks. I was trying to come up with, let's quiz each other. Let's find some fun things. And you guys in the chat can...
95 people. That's
you
awesome.
guys are...
Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up before you leave.
You guys need to participate too in the chat because these are like fill in the blank multiple choice questions. So definitely we need you guys to help out, both of us, I'm sure. So you guys have all heard the show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I'm sure. We have the board game from, when Rick's kids were here. I don't think they ever played it. So I thought, what would be fun? I do consider myself to be a scientist. I know some science things. So I thought, I should have Rick ask me some science questions. And we're, going to start, on first grade and work our way up to see if I'm smarter than the fifth grader. And I thought, gee, what can I ask Rick? Because asking him some science things would not be fun. Stop it. So I thought, I'm going to give Rick stop it. I'm going to give Rick all of the music and art questions. Let's see if Rick is smarter than a fifth grader when it comes to art and music. So, good sir, I already gave you the dirty joke, Joe. You missed it.
Play it back.
Okay. So, hey, Rick.
Oh.
Did you hear about the cookout this weekend?
No, what cookout?
The one where I put my meat across your grill.
That's funny if you were a guy.
I know.
And I was a girl.
It really does not work well coming from a girl. I know, but it's still a good joke. You guys are free to use it. Okay, so Ricky, you're going to pick a first grade, any card. Pick a card, any card, and you're going to read me.
I don't even know how this thing works.
Obviously, Rick is not smarter than a kindergartner because he doesn't even know how to put the card in. And guys, please feel free to answer in the comments.
I can't believe I'm doing this. We are hard up for something to talk about.
People, hey, at least I'm trying here,
I can
okay?
barely see it. It's so freaking dark in here.
Go get your readers, bud. Oh my goodness, people.
I think it's, what is a tsunami? TSU. NAMI. Is that a tsunami?
What is a tsunami?
Yeah.
So a tsunami is like a humongous wave that comes crashing because there was an earthquake on the
We didn't
other
ask for a
side.
history lesson. We just asked what it was. Tidal wave or giant wave. So yeah, you
So
got it.
yes, okay. So give me I don't want the whole thing there, Chief. I just want the
Oh, boy.
the decoder.
We
Oh
are
my
hard up for
gosh.
something to talk about.
People.
This is horrible. This is horrible.
People like Rick can't even.
They're
like,
not even going to watch my crap anymore.
He can't even. Oh, you've got things. You want first grade art, first grade physical
I
education,
thought I was getting science.
or first grade animal science.
Animal science.
You want animal science?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, Grandpa Rick.
Not yet. Not yet.
HVAC, curious. You can come on, man. I mean, we're having a good time here.
Yeah, you dirtbag. You didn't you just got
You
to
don't
click the
wanna
little
come on,
thingamajig
just
there.
click the
You
little
don't even have to
thing.
do nothing.
Okay, guys, true or false? You ready? Oh. Rick, true or false? Beavers are vegetarians.
I have no idea, honestly. I've never watched to see what they eat.
You guys.
They eat wood,
Hello, what is wood?
plant.
Okay, why am I helping you talk this out so you know the answer?
Okay, they're vegetarians.
So that would
True.
make it. Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh, people.
Worthless knowledge. Look at it, just dropped to 79. You're killing my
He
stream.
Is not.
You're killing my stream.
Rick is not smarter than a first grader,
You're
people.
killing my stream.
He is not smarter than a first grader. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm on to second grade science, people. Second grades. Beavers are vegetarians. There's your dirty joke. Hey, that's a good one, Shannon. I like
I
it.
don't care what beavers eat. I eat beaver.
That's so wrong. So wrong.
Water, oh, good Lord. Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Using the same measurement, what temperature does it boil? Are you freaking serious? Now, is this under atmospheric pressure? Are we under a higher pressure? Or are we under a vacuum? So go ahead and give me your answer, and I'll tell you it's wrong because, they didn't specify what gravity they were at, but,
Well, it freezes at 32 degrees. I thought it boiled at 100.
You've got to be kidding, right?
Dude, you know how long it's been since I've
100 degrees. Okay, so it's 100 degrees outside. Is the
No,
water
that's
all
not
getting like
right.
steamy and just boiling away?
Well, sometimes. Rick, I don't know. Oh, Chris is like at sea level. I was sea level. Yeah. Oh, Joe gets beavers confused with woodchucks. No, I don't know. I'm thinking 100 degrees Celsius. That's what.
Oh
I'm
yeah, that's
thinking.
got to be it.
No,
I don't know what 100 degrees Celsius is to Fahrenheit. I'd have
I
to
don't
find
know
out.
what I don't know what the Fahrenheit is. I know it's Celsius. It's 0.
Oh, now we're going to come up with that.
it's
Is that how we're going to pull this one
0
off?
degrees Celsius is when it freezes, and then I thought it was 100 degrees Celsius is when it boils.
Then you got lucky. You went with 0 to 100. So
Yeah.
in all
So there.
reality, it's 212 degrees
So that's
Fahrenheit.
what
But I think,
Shannon-
but see, you're
Shannon
technically
and Clint,
wrong because
you
it
guys
said
each
at
get
Fahrenheit.
points. 2 points for Clint and
Yeah.
Shannon. Although points.
Yeah, it's not
don't matter.
Canada. It ain't Canada.
It doesn't matter. This is how we do things in Celsius when you are talking in math stuff.
No.
In science, yes.
No.
Okay, so you're on to second grade. Ooh, I'm giving you some music and art. Let's just go for it, guys.
You're
Music-
killing me.
Music and art, people.
Oh my God! Rather listen
Here
to
we
the dog
go.
snore. Even she's like rolling her eyes down here.
No, she's not. It's
Yeah,
because
she
she's
is.
tired.
We got 71 thumbs up, man. Come on,
Oh.
give me a few more.
You're never going to get that one.
Oh, because I'm too dumb. Thanks.
Yeah, you won't get that one.
Come on, Clyde. Let's go.
Okay, you ready?
Sure.
According to the song, this land is your land. My land extends from California to where?
Huh?
This land is your land. This land is my
land.
land. From California
I never heard all that crap.
to...
I don't remember that part of the song. I only played the good stuff, and that wasn't one of the good stuffs.
Oh, you're not going to get that one either.
God.
If I don't know them, see, the guys in the chat know. New York Island. Thank you, Weaver. And Curious. Let's see, all these guys know it.
Whatever.
Okay.
I like Blue Ridge Mountain. That sounds cooler.
Let's see if you know this one. A famous sculpture known as the discus thrower was created in what country that also started the Olympic Games?
Greece.
You got one. Good job, baby. Okay. Hit me with a third grade science.
We're going to jump this up a bit. Let's go right up to 5th.
No, I went third grade science.
Oh, my God.
Just roll with it.
I hope you have something else. I'm about ready to throw an invitation out there to anybody who wants to come on and answer some of these questions. Maybe they can play with you. This thing sucks. I mean, how's a 5th grader supposed to manipulate this? They didn't even give you enough something to hold on to freaking get a hold of it. Which one of the following was not capitalized an astronaut? John Glenn, Neil Armstrong, Charles Lindenberg, I think.
It wasn't Charles Lindenberg because he done blowed that shit up.
Yeah. Which of the following? So they didn't say which. So one, do. That's it. Yeah, just those. Because Neil Armstrong was actually from Walpock, Ohio, which is very close to here.
Mm-hmm. But you know the Lindenberg, right?
Yeah, it's those idiots put it in freaking hydrogen in there.
Yep. Got blown up real bad.
Boom.
Okay.
Bong. Come on, Clyde.
I'm gonna go easy on you, give you some third grade animal science. Ooh, true or false? Hummingbirds can fly backwards.
I know they can go left and right. I say true.
Yep, you're right. Okay, 4th grade, please.
We're going to have to wrap this up here for long because this is killing me.
Well, we're going to.
What do we got here?
Pay attention.
I ain't got
bud.
time for that.
4th grade science. Hit me. Mm-hmm. Rick isn't very good at playing games. He's too impatient.
She plays games like, what was the freaking trailer park game?
Oh, it's called Redneck Life. It's so much fun. I highly recommend
New Year's
it.
Eve. We played that with like 5 or 6 other people till like 3 o'clock, 4
We
o'clock
had a
in
good
the morning.
time. The whole point of the game is to see how many teeth you have left. That's the winner of Redneck Life. I highly recommend it.
In what century did the legendary volcano... What the heck is that?
Pompeii?
No.
Oh.
Krakatoa explode? Krakatos? I can't hardly read it. I never even heard of that.
No idea.
Krakatoa.
Pick the next card. I have no
That
idea.
sucked. I created vacuum. All right. So the next one is, which one of the following does not contribute significantly to acid rain? Burning fossil fuels, nuclear power plants, sulfur emissions. That one's pretty simple, actually.
Which one doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
What are my options again?
Burning fossil fuels, nuclear power plants, sulfur emissions. I think it's very simple. And I am correct. Look at that.
Yeah, I would have to say, I'm thinking nuclear power.
Bingo, Bob. You got that one. Yep.
Okay.
Now what?
I don't have a 4th grade one for you. So I'll ask you a 4th grade science. They didn't have a 4th grade art one or music one.
Go back to sleep, Chloe. There ain't nothing to see. There's no food here. Go away.
Okay.
That's why she wants to come down here. She just thinks like, I'm going to sleep on his lap.
Which of the following is not considered a renewable resource? Lumber, methane. Well, if we're talking about Rick, methane is always a renewable resource. Or aluminum.
Which is not. So
Which is not a renewable resource.
aluminum and what else?
Lumber, methane, or aluminum.
I would go with lumber because once it's dead, it's dead. So it ain't renewable.
No, but you can plant more trees and get more lumber.
That's not a
You
resource.
Are not
That
smarter.
means you're taking freaking wood and you're throwing it in the ground and hoping it turns into a tree.
You're only
That was a
grade
piss
level.
poor description of what it was
Third
about.
grade level. It was actually aluminum, people. You can't make more aluminum out of nothing.
You can't make no freaking wood out of nothing.
Yeah, you can. You can plant another tree. Okay, true or false? A plant that lives for more than 2 years is called an annual.
Correct.
False.
All right.
It's a perennial. You, 2 strikes, you're out.
I didn't like working in the nursery when I worked at the Andersons. I finally
Okay.
got transferred into automotive later.
5th grade.
Oh
5th
my
grade.
God, you were-
5th grade. 5th grade. Here, hit me. 5th grade.
She grabs one there. There you go.
I didn't. I split it.
Chloe, say hi to everybody.
She's awake now that she almost fell and had a near life event.
All right, here. Which one of the following is the atomic symbol for potassium?
Ooh, it's special K. You don't even have to tell me. I already know it. Special K is potassium.
Yeah, it's K.
Suck it.
I didn't ask her to come up with a question.
All right.
Quickly.
5th grade, art and music. We already established that you.
I cheated off of Lisa beside me.
Hey, you're not going to get that one.
Oh my gosh.
In the African American spiritual Down by the Riverside, the singer is going to lay down his sword and shield and study what no more.
War?
How in the world did you know that?
What are you going to do with a weapon? Hello? War? We put things together. We like recreate a crime scene of why this thing went bad. I mean, that's kind of like, yeah, I was making this thumping noise for like 4 days, and it's like, well, okay, that was probably the belt getting loose. And then my house started smelling funny. Okay, that was probably the drain line was plugged up. I mean, we kind of put things together,
Here's an actual legit music one, finally. All these ones that say music and art, like none of them have a music. A whole note is held for how many beats?
Whole note would be probably for either 4 or 8. I would say 4.
Why would you think it was even 8?
Because it's all in 8 and 4.
If you're at 8 time, then yes, it would have 8. A whole note would be worth 8.
Okay, you didn't say what time it was in.
A whole note is with 4. That's
Okay,
a
so I was
whole.
right.
No, because we're not in 88 time.
Well, it
There,
could be.
Einstein.
4/4 time was always the most common that we had, so it would have been 4. So I said 4 or 8. It's right one way or the other.
Rick, true or false? The musical abbreviation PP, we're talking about Rick's PP. PP tells a musician to play very softly.
True or false?
Yes, the PP.
What's the PP look like?
What does the PP look like? It's 2 P's. P, the PP.
I played a trumpet. We didn't play soft.
I know you didn't play soft. You were like loud and proud.
That's the logo log. That was what we did.
PP.
I say false.
No, you're wrong.
Whatever. Bird's eye,
true.
man. I remember the bird's eye.
All right. Thank you for asking more questions. This is what happens when people don't ask questions.
You guys got anything yet? Stump the
yes.
HVAC tech? I mean, come on. I know everything. Just ask me.
No, you don't.
It's really quiet.
He wants to know, what are your favorite gauges, analog or digital?
I like both, but I mean, if I got to set up a pressure switch or something, I like analog. And I mean, but I've not really ever had really high end analog like the 1%ers. So I mean, it'd be neat to kind of have some of those. But I mean, I like my digitals, but I don't like the 550s. I like the 557s. Those were really good. They always reset to 0. The 550s, even these new ones with the new version, still don't go to 0. I'll zero them out, unhook them. They're at 3. Then I go to the next place and they're -4. I mean, granted, it's pretty close. I mean, compared to what analog would be, but yeah.
So here's a question for any of you guitarists in the chat. So when I think analog and digital, I automatically think analog and digital delay pedals, for example, because there is a huge difference when it comes to analog and digital delay pedals. Now, would you think that an analog and digital delay pedal would be the same as an analog and digital delay, or in like a gauge? Just throwing that out there for you guys that are guitarists and use, if you have a preference on an analog or digital delay pedal, just throwing that out there. I really like this question. I thought this was really good. Joe Smith says, question, in the age of being woke,
Being aware.
woke, yes. Are any of you guys running into people saying, wait a minute, it's not straight cool. It's now non-LGBTQ cool. That's a lot. That's a mouthful.
I think it's a question for the viewers more than it is for me.
I've never heard that, but whatever.
No. Straight cooling, I think they're just referring to it. It's just got air conditioning. Ain't got nothing else.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Residential wants to know, how many TXVs does it take to get a machine working again?
Depends on the brand.
It depends on the tech.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you guys like that burn? Okay. Shannon said 0 TXVs, 1 orifice.
Yeah.
And Winston says as many as it takes before the tech realizes the evap is plugged. See, ooh, I like this, guys. This is good.
Or it's matted full of hair. Or the installer's blocked off the right corner side of it. So.
And Mark is asking, would you ever change a metering device from a TXV to a piston? And if so, why?
I like TXVs. I mean, whenever I do something I shouldn't be doing, I always put a TXV in it. I like them. If you do the startup right, I mean,
that doesn't sound right. If I'm ever doing something I shouldn't be doing,
if I'm installing a system that I ain't supposed to be installing, I put one in with a TXV. Almost any of the higher end stuff now all comes with TXVs, and very few come with an orifice unless you're talking low end stuff. Usually, I mean, granted, I ain't been installing much lately, so I always like TXV, especially if I'm going with a heat pump or something like that. Will you quit licking me? Stop it.
Do we have oil furnaces there? Yeah, we do. They're just not very popular up here, which, I mean, nobody likes to work on them, especially those guys. They're kind of gross.
Well, what happens is they end up freaking cutting the air back so that they can keep the freaking draft either at neutral or negative. And so the next thing you know, the next guy that comes along to do the service on the thing ends up getting there and it's all sooted shut. So you always have that one guy that does everything half-ass, and that's, I've ran into that, and you usually call back and ask who was the last person here, because you know how long it takes to set up a furnace, and it would never fail. It was a particular person that always had a knack for just cutting the air back on the burner so that you could get it down lower. So, yeah.
Interesting.
For real. Don't forget to hit that like and thumbs up button, guys.
Yeah, because we're just so
I'm making a fool out of myself for you guys for your entertainment tonight, because nobody cared enough to come on.
I learned a new slang term. I could say you're being a simp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made an hour and
We're
7
just
minutes.
joking.
Yeah.
We already talked about combustion analyzers, residential, and Rick, when the princess is
She keeps licking the table and it's annoying.
When she is snorting, you need to get a close-up for residential. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Tell me your name. Say your name.
It's Chloe.
Yeah. I have to turn the gate, because I cranked the gate up a little bit so it'd block all that background noise.
Curious is asking if you had any fun calls this week.
Yeah, I had one earlier today. It happened when I was at church and ended up being...
It always happens at church.
Yeah, I didn't had crap all freaking week. I mean, I every night I kept my uniform on just because I knew something bad would happen, and freaking nothing happened. So it was like a witchcraft or something. It kept it all away. But fluke or field piece, fluke for the meter. Now, granted, I guess it depends. But yeah, I had one earlier at the grocery store, and it ended up being just a fuse on the relay board, which I learned what a relay board was, and found out the hard way where the short was when I put the cover back on. So I don't think I'm allowed to record the grocery stores from what I've been told, so I may never get to show it, unfortunately. So, and I know a lot of the industrial places have rules against it, so I may never get to show those either. So, I don't know.
Fluke or field piece?
I like both, but most of the time I like my fluke. Field piece gives you the best bang for your buck. I mean, there's nobody else out there that gives you everything. Like my HVAC clamp meter, it's accurate as hell, but it's only at 0.1 decimal point, and it's not got hardly any features on it at all. I mean, it's got temperature, microfarads, basic resistance up to, I don't know, 50,000, 40,000, something like that. Enough to just barely get thermistors, and then temperature, and I almost never use it for that. So, But I like my Fluke 87.5. That's my favorite. Or my Fluke 376. That's my badass clamp meter that I never use because I don't want to get it scratched up because I'm weird. So that's got the fancy loop-de-doop where you can put it around the little conductor. Fluke gave me that when I had problems with my amp probe meter because I sent that back twice. So yeah, it's like a $460 meter. So too much meter, don't need it that much very often. So
Let's
yep, 902 Joserization. That's the one I've got. I bought it used on eBay for like $150. You don't have to buy everything freaking new. I mean, if you look on eBay and you look at it and it's in mint condition and it ain't all beat to hell and it ain't all nasty and dirty and trashed, chances are the person never used it. So I buy a lot of crap on eBay used.
And there's nothing a little bit of Windex.
Now, don't be going and buying all the stuff I want to buy because, I mean, it's my little insider secret.
And a Windex and, some elbow grease and a paper towel. It can fix it right up.
Polar or hub puller I put on one of my videos back when I couldn't record much. That one there I bought for $60. I think it sells for like 140 something. I bought that there, and then what else? I got those. Oh, I got the digital gauges that I've been using. I got those on like Marketplace. So a lot of times I'll search Marketplace. I put in Fluke, put in Testo, put in whatever, and search those places. Pawn shops are good. We don't have any real good ones around here. However, our new neighbors actually own a pawn shop, but I haven't really talked to them much yet. So
they probably think we're really weird.
So I don't really.
Which you want to speak of weird, like they have the. What is it? What the Christmas? They have that leg lamp.
A Christmas Story. Remember with the leg lamp with the negligee or whatever, the freaking lace on it, with the freaking lit up leg. They literally have that in their bay window out in front.
In the very front window, like nice, like
what the hell is
curved
that?
bay window. There's the leg lamp even has a fishnet stocking.
That's what I meant.
People.
Yeah.
Fishnet stocking leg lamp. I mean, if that does not speak like class, I don't know what does.
Oh, yeah. And what if they end up seeing this? That'd be great.
How many people do you know that have a leg lamp in their front window?
How what?
Nothing. Go back to sleep.
She did. Almost. I moved my arm there and she boop.
Well, you need to, for residential sake. And so someone asked, between gauges, field piece or Testo?
Testo. I like them because they're smaller. I don't like those big honking things. However, if they want to send me a set of them, I'd be more than happy to use them in my videos. So there's that.
I'm sure they're listening.
I'm sure they are because, they're like, oh, God, he's on.
They probably came running to their computer like, oh, my gosh, we have to watch it.
He'll use them on his show. Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, hey, get down. I'm not seeing really anything else. Yeah, test probes all the way. Joe says that they've got the chain pawn shops. Yeah, I feel the value pawn. There's about 15. Chloe's got some.
You're gonna hear the noise now. So when she goes back to sleep, I can hear the fan on the computer running now. Let's see the little...
Oh my gosh, that is funny. Yeah, you can hear it. FLIR meters are just black amp probes. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like FLIR meters. She ain't gonna do it. The FLIR meters, if you look at the specs on that stuff, the accuracy of it, and I don't know. They're great at their thermal imaging, but yeah, they're super expensive and the specs suck. So. Yeah, I don't like that hiss. It's annoying. There, it goes away.
Wow, that was pretty quick.
Yeah. If you leave it on that screen, we'll be able to turn it on and off so you can hear her freaking make noise.
That's a good idea.
Oh, you're crashing this bird. You're crashing her.
Dude, no, I'm not. I'm tired.
Well, then let's wrap this buddy up.
Well, do you guys have anything else you want to know about? Really didn't have anybody else on tonight to bounce things off of.
They're all too good for me now. So.
Residential, you're in luck. We just got these booms hot from Sweetwater this week.
They are the Rode ones, $99.
And let me tell you, I quite like it. It is quite nice. It's a lot better than that armed microphone stand thing I was using.
And I got her an SC microphone because I don't know. It don't sound a whole lot better. It was kind of interesting. The SC mic, it's like freaking $100, believe it or not. And the capsule, they make a capsule that you can use in the Shure wireless handhelds, which, on touring, Billie Eilish, Justin Timberlake, and Kenny Chesney are all using that freaking $107 capsule in the $4,000 Shure handheld professional series wireless mics, because it's a supercardioid pattern, which a lot of them don't know how to use a microphone. They cup it like they're a rapper, which you don't do. So it actually still sounds good, which I was kind of surprised when I was doing the reviews on it. But, I wanted something a little bit better, but I think the biggest thing was just whatever.
It was fragile.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So let's just wrap this turd up if you ain't feeling very good. Is she snoring?
Well, she was. So someone else had a question.
Oh.
He said he got the man tooth yellow jacket pressure probes, temperature and vacuum for $200 on clearance from Gemaire. Did I make a mistake? It seems to work good.
Is it the original ones? I don't know. I like Yellow Jacket, but their products there on that part, I don't know if I like those. I mean, I don't remember the range on it because the Mantooth was like, I thought their first series, and I didn't think they took off very well. I mean, they bragged they had the built-in T built into it, but
Man tooth reminds me of like a saber tooth.
I mean, $200 ain't bad. I mean, even the generic Testos kit, I think, comes in higher than that. I think it's, what is it? $350, I think, $275.
And someone else asked about what would cause an air conditioner to trip a breaker when shutting off at night.
I can hear it more when it starts more than when it shuts off. Where's all these other things out here? Where are you even seeing us at? I'm not even seeing it up here. Are you like way, way back?
No, answer the question
What?
that I just asked you.
I don't remember.
Obviously. And someone else said Navac vacuum pumps all the way. What's your favorite vacuum pump?
It'd be neat if somebody would send me one like they did NorCal, so I could try it out, because I've already got a Field Piece 8CFM one that one of my good friends out there in YouTube lands gave me. And then the company who provides one of the cheap basic JB pumps. We've got some now when we do like our supermarket startups, we've got some high-end Yellow Jacket stuff, and then we bought one specialized for ammonia, which looks like some scientific $3,000 goofy looking thing. It looks like something off a spaceship, but I mean, as long as it pulls a vacuum, I mean, they're about almost all the same. I like how maintenance is the biggest thing. How fast can you change the oil in it? Because like the JB sucks. I mean, it takes forever to change oil in it, and it uses
This
that
thing
crap load of
is
oil.
quite impressive how
20 seconds I can change the
you
oil.
can dump and go
Yeah, you can poop and go.
quite fascinating.
So I mean, I like my Phil Peace one, but from what I've been told, Navic built it. So maybe wrong, but I heard they built it. It's awful big. I mean, that's one thing kind of I don't like about it, but it's got a great freaking manifold there. You can hook up the 1/2 inch and 2 3/8 and a quarter all together. So.
Oh man, we got 4 people telling us we suck again. Well, hopefully they didn't leave any comments. If you're gonna tell us we suck, leave a comment.
Yeah, you chicken shit.
Thanks. Another comment that I saw was VACO nut drivers from residential. You gave it a thumbs up.
I think it takes 2 C's, VACCO.
I never heard of them.
Yeah, they're popular. I've got them. They're good. I think they're like a division of
Your mom?
Klein or something. I forget.
Did you see how I threw that in there?
Yeah, that's funny. She's
I
dead.
said your mom.
That's great of you.
Your mom. Appion
Appion.
vacuum is nice too. Quick oil change.
Yeah, we got some of those at our shop. I didn't get lucky enough to get that. But yeah, I haven't
you
used
suck
one.
again too, huh?
It is what it is, bud.
Abe, let me find your question because I don't know if I saw it. I saw a question mark there. Let me keep looking.
All right, let's start wrapping this thing up here.
I
We're
saw-
dying off, man.
look.
68 people now.
Oh my gosh. I saw where you said hi, Abe, but I'm not seeing your question.
You know, you think they would put a freaking search bar in there so you could find stuff. Hey, look at that little dinger bell. What's that dinger bell mean? Does that mean,
I'm busy. I can't hit the dinger bell because I'll go out of there.
what's it do?
It's your notifications, bud.
For what?
I'm in YouTube.
Oh,
Oh.
hurry up.
I'm trying to help the dude out and answer.
Just repeat it.
But I can't find his question.
Have him repeat it.
I see a hi,
Just have him repeat it.
and then I see the question mark.
After
And then-
hi, look down.
And then your thumbs down. And that's after I look down. Okay, well,
Is it a look down? Is it a thumbs down because he didn't like the product, or just I suck?
probably both.
Because I'm charging a lot of money for this shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
What else do we got?
Don't quit your day job, babe.
Yep.
Well, I'm seeing the moist comment.
Moist. What about it?
That's how far up I went.
Oh, this is killing valuable airtime.
Well, you help me look for it. Can you, Abe, put your question in again? Because I'm seriously not seeing it. I mean, I know it's late and my eyes are
Got
tired.
a question mark. You up a little further.
But I really am not seeing it. I see.
He wrote hi. There ain't nothing. If it had some sort of weird link or something like that, it automatically gets blocked. So, I mean, maybe that's why. It might be if it was questionable, if it had any keywords that like described things that I wouldn't want said, then it probably would have got blocked too. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, it's not coming up.
Yeah,
Abe.
it must have been something bad then.
Question about heat pump. Yeah, no, I never saw anything about a heat pump.
Yeah. Hoses,
So-
yellow jacket all the way. Have you ever broke UAC on purpose when the in-laws were on the way over? No.
Dude, he got blessed with the in-laws, let me
I
tell you.
pick my wife. When you buy a wife, you know, you pick the right parents too. So yeah, it's if you're going to buy in on a family and the in-laws suck, they're part of the deal too. So I make sure I freaking like them before I buy in on that. I thought you ignored. No, we don't see it, man. Sorry, I really don't.
We're not ignoring it. Like,
Do you
I
want to
legit
try
do
to
not see
freaking redo it, see if it'll come through? Whatever. I mean, if you noticed, because I look at other people's channels, I actually reply to everybody. So unless you ask something that kind of like would get me in trouble, you know. So generally, I answer everything or reply to everybody because I appreciate you guys. So, you know, I notice some people are too good to reply back to their viewers, and that's not the way I roll. I like to communicate back to you guys. So you can always email it to me too, Abe, if it's not, you don't want to put it here. Working on heat pumps, 10-ton Bosch. I didn't know Bosch made a 10-ton. Buy a wife, LOL. Yeah, I'm trying to be funny.
That's Rick's. This is why you don't want Rick to do a scripted, like,
You would think I'm
dad
being
joke
rude.
thing.
I
Because
mean,
you would
that's-
think
that's
he'd
the
be
difference.
like, gasp, like Rick's being a jerk. But no, that's just his weird stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said working on heat pump, 10-ton Bosch, low superheat, low pressure subcool 20F, TW122.
Never heard of it. I don't know. They made a 10-ton.
And Joe's saying maybe a 5-ton Bosch.
Well, I'm wondering, are you in the U.S.? Because the last name doesn't look like it might be from here. So maybe it's something that's only sold in your country, possibly. That's a very possible thing because I know certain.
He's saying he replaced TXE dryer, has comp burnout.
Compressor burnout.
Yeah.
Replaced TXV.
Water to water.
Oh, that's like a chiller then of some sort. Geo chiller, whatever you want to call it.
And Winston's saying, oh yeah, no, he's in Michigan. But yeah, Winston's saying he can't find your question either, Abe. So yeah, I wonder what happened. Somehow it just
Email
it's
me.
not there. But
HVACR survival at Gmail. I don't ever get no emails. Nobody likes me. So I get 1 or 2. I think that's about all I've ever gotten.
But that's weird. Like, Weaver said, make HVAC jokes.
Yeah.
He's a fan. Get it? That's a good dad joke, Weaver.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's a good one.
I like that.
Bye, Curious. Have a good night.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Oh, he said it's a geothermal.
Okay.
A Bosch geothermal. I didn't know they make geothermals.
Well,
Is it coming back to you? I wish we had the effects that we could put on here with all those mathematical symbols going everywhere. That'd be kind
RDD2?
of fun. No, like when people are trying to think like math things.
Tell you what, why don't I do a Google search?
He's going to Google it. We're going to hook you up, babe.
Let me go over here and see if I can see what it looks like. Oh, I can tell you I've never freaking seen one of these or not.
I didn't know Bosch made geothermals.
Bosch. See what happens when you get me to go in there? Bosch, 10 ton, 10 Tom.
Rick, we got a super chat.
Hey, thank you, dog. Appreciate that. Are you digging? You digging? You digging?
Focus.
I'm digging.
Focus.
EL Ving, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is
Thank
awesome.
you.
10 ton Bosch geothermal. Boom. Enter.
And Joe said, "Oh yeah, they've been making them for years." What mostly geothermals around you have around here? What, the Carrier ones?
Well, before Carrier got into the game, it was always Water Furnace and Climate Master. And Climate Master made it forever for Carrier until Carrier decided to go and
When the other guy said you're tech supporting. Get it? That's another
Yeah.
good dad joke. I like that. See? We're
Tech
on a
supporting?
roll. We're on a roll, people.
tech supporting. I don't
Get
get
it?
it. No.
You're playing tech support.
Whatever.
It's a joke.
Oh.
Tech supporting.
Well, you kind of are if you're answering a question for somebody.
Well, I know, but still.
Yeah, I don't see the particular one here.
What if you just click on?
Oh, look at that one.
He found it, guys. He's finding it. Oh yeah,
Bosch
Joe,
Green Source CDI Series
Joe.
TW122 10-ton model.
that thing looks like a paper shredder box like we have at the hospital. Just in a little slit at the top. Pink. Joe Shearer says Bosch just rebrands stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we got like I work on a 30-ton Climate Master. That's pretty cool. It's got 2 compressors, but I'm not allowed to record at that place either. So
Nope.
And what's bad is I recorded it prior to knowing that, so it just got to
Yep.
sit there on the B-roll, never get to be seen.
Yep.
Not getting shut down for breaking the rules.
Chloe and I like to watch it and reminisce.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. I mean, all it is a freaking coaxial coil instead of an air coil. So, I mean, don't make it anything more than it is, man. It's freaking pumps refrigerant in a circle.
So I guess, what kind of issues are you having with it, Abe? Like, what's it doing
Why you digging in?
or not doing?
What are you digging in
Because
for?
curious minds want to know. We got to answer the guy's question now that you've done to Google it.
Dig a hole.
Look, we have an entire HVAC community of 66 people watching. We've got to help this guy.
I know you drove it from 90-something down to 66.
That was all you, bud.
Whatever. So, yeah, train.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to what it's doing now. Oh, he said he has to replace the TXV and the dryer has compressor burnout. So what would cause, just on any geothermal, now that you know that it's a geothermal, what would cause compressor burnout?
Well, I mean, did the TXV malfunction and flood the compressor and cause it to lose its oil and go, or, is it an electrical
Apparently.
burnout because of bad power supply?
It spewed all over.
I mean, it was the condenser plug and somebody bypassed high pressure switch and it took out that way. I mean,
Yeah, so he says it has a burnout compressor. So what would cause a compressor to go? I mean, I guess I wonder
is it 3-phase or single phase?
how old is it?
I'm not going to say I'm freaking the compressor.
He said previous contract jumped the safety.
Well, I would say that probably did it.
That fried that sucker something fierce.
I would document
He's a crispy critter.
that. Well, it was probably having problems. Did they bypass both of them, the high and low? Because a lot of those, I mean, like the ones I worked on, has freaking thermistors in there too.
He said one phase, 1 pH. I'm guessing that's phase.
Yes. So it has
I'm
a
so
capacitor
smart.
and stuff like that. Does it have a hard?
2016, so it's somewhat newer.
Fairly newer. So does it have a start relay on it, or is it just a regular run capacitor on it?
my gosh. Joe Smith said, trade it out for a Geometro. They get much better mileage.
Yeah.
Funny. Freeze stat jump.
Free stat. So it could have been flooding back. I guess was it in heat mode or cool mode? So
Probably.
it would have been in heat mode. So
Yeah.
it probably see here. What are we doing? So we're got the
Run cap, he said.
yeah.
No
So you're
contact.
probably too cold, and either you froze up the coil, you probably flooded it back. I would say that's probably what happened. So
Interesting.
I'm not gonna say I'm the
Correct
compressor whisperer.
GPM.
Yeah.
So here's a good question. What's your dream HVAC setup for your home?
I don't know. I like the Infinity stuff. I'd like to have the full-blown Infinity stat, the Wi-Fi one, touchscreen, all that crap. Because I always like those. Those are so brain dead. You walk into them, go into the history, boom, there it tells you exactly what's been going on, and you're good to go. You're getting in there. Got to go into audio processing. Okay, go into noise gate. Yep, see, I moved my arm and she already stopped. She raised her head. You have to wait again.
So he said, yeah, three per ton. So Joseph said, so I guess a defective run cap is now a RAN cap. That's funny. He's got jokes too. See, you guys, we could write a book of bad dad HVAC jokes. And then Josephizzations, he's like, yas, green speed.
That sounds like that book my kids got me, huh? Or was that you?
That was Ethan.
What is the name of it?
How to suck as an HVAC tech.
Yeah, but I think it told you how many different ways.
Yeah, but they didn't do it wasn't like a funny book, because I read it when I was sitting in the bathroom one time looking for some material to read, thinking, oh, we could use this for the HVAC
Really?
thing. And it wasn't really that good.
No.
Just sparing you guys.
All
So
right.
No.
You're
Don't know.
crashing this thing.
Someone said Coleman Echelon.
Sounds like a mobile home furnace.
Echelon always sounds like so fancy. And then Abe said he's going to replace the Biflow TXV again, and he's hoping that will help solve the problem.
It definitely ain't gonna hurt. I mean, while you got the system open, I would replace the TXV, filter dryer. I mean, I'd be curious as
The whole
I'd be
system?
blowing through the coax coils, make sure you don't have a bunch of oil trapped in there and stuff like that. I mean, isolate them, just blow through each one individually and make sure that it flows through, the nitrogen flows through good. I guess it depends whether this is the first one that's failed on it or whatever. But I mean, definitely want to hook up those safety controls. And then I would wonder, okay, why did they do it? Do they not have a big enough loop? Is this a ground loop? Is this a freaking air coil somewhere? I mean, what exactly, there's so many things involved in this. I mean, you kind of just be shooting in the dark.
Yeah, he said he already did all that. And then one of the guys, Mark, said to take a temperature across the Biflow filter first.
Well, I'd hope he's changing it first, and then do it later.
Ground loop.
Okay. And hopefully they didn't have Uncle Bill, who's a ditch digger, do it. So, I mean, I've seen people that, lay tile fields, but didn't know nothing about the freaking loop, and then they went out there and welded it together. So
Ooh, it's got an 80-gallon buffer tank.
I never really seen that with that, but yeah, we got it in some of the chillers.
Shannon, Coleman is the worst equipment ever made. I'd rather have a Goodman. That's pretty sad, Shannon.
Goodman's not as bad as what it used to be. When I first started, they were really, really bad, but they've gotten better. So I think we're running out of stuff. So maybe we should let you go to bed. We are dropping to 60. Before this thing completely burns, make sure you guys sit there and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down.
We're going down fast, folks.
Exactly. They said, he's leaving, I'm getting the hell out of here. So crash, bam, I'm out of here.
And
Thank
make
you,
sure,
ma'am.
if you tell us that we suck by giving us a thumbs down, tell us why in the comments that why we suck. We would like to know.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm good with that.
We're all cool with that. We'd like to know why we suck.
Yeah, so.
We suck again.
Yeah. Well, where's my freaking sound effects at, since you don't have them ready to go here?
Well, I can't when your fat finger's in the way there, bud.
Well, you ain't taking care of it. Get in there and
You
get
hit
it.
the sounds, and you go here to the exit and outros.
All right, guys, I appreciate you all coming in here and saying hi and hanging out with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed the game thing so that she could try to make me look worse than I already do sometimes. I appreciate you guys hanging out and for subscribing and clicking those notification bells. That is awesome. You know, just the time to basically hang out with you guys and kind of just show what I'm like during the day. Because, you know, a lot of times, like I said multiple times before, I am not always real happy-go-lucky during the day. So that's the reason why there's not a lot of fun talk and stuff like that. Because, I mean, it is work. I mean, we are at work, so it ain't always fun games and stuff. So, yep, Dave, cool. Catch you later, buddy. So, like I said, I appreciate y'all coming in here. Until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks now.
Thanks now.
Bye-bye.
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 I want to see motion, movement. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're done. Finito. See the door, use it.
Okay, everybody, it's time to go home
Still
now.
here? It's over. Go home. Go.
You ain't even on the button ready to go.